What's up, fellow clashers? It's Apollyon here. Almost towards the end of the war against the Sparta, or whatever you want to call the Russian clan, or whatever language that is. It looks like we're gonna be 2 stars away from a perfect war. The only one that's left is the Town Hall 10, number 1. We don't have anybody. That's Town Hall 10, so we might be able to 2-star it. I know we have quite a few people up in our top that still haven't hit it yet. So, it does have, I think, level 2 Infernos, and I don't know what level Expos, level 2 Expos and level 2 Infernos. So, not the best base design at all, but we don't have any Town Hall 10s. So, it's not a simple base to hit. So far, we've gotten 61%. So anyway, I've done the Town Hall 9 recap. So check that video out to see a bunch of Town Hall 9 attacks on their bases. And we're going to jump into Town Hall 8 action. So we're going to go ahead and start with Mass Hog using, on a pretty common internet base, using 2 poisons. One, and I like the way he does this because he uses the poison both for the clan castle and saves it for the skellies. And I'm seeing a lot of people using, double poison for the clan castle, which you can do, but especially when it gets to Town Hall 9 and even in some Town Hall 8 cases, it's a lot better to save that extra poison if you can and use it on the skellies, as they do a lot of damage. He does get both the dragon and the loon in on this poison, and just does a basic, barbarian and wizard kill. And sends a giant in there to start tanking on the point defenses, and it's time to go ahead and roll out the hogs. He'll do a 2-finger drop, basically, hit a giant bomb, so this is probably the initial attack, or the first attack, and then he'll go ahead and sprinkle in some more hogs, another 2-finger drop to meet up with the other ones. And has 2 more heals left, drops the rest of the hogs in there, and look at how he drops that poison in there. Goes and takes care of those skellies, so those things are no longer going to be hitting on those the hogs, so that's really good. Feeds a couple of the hogs to that giant bomb, doesn't need to heal that up, but we'll save that last heal for these last set of hogs, push them all the way through. They are standing in a heal with the giant bomb. That double giant bomb does not trip very well. It's not a very good spot for a double giant bomb, but you see how it worked out. Drops the king in there to start doing some cleanup. The hogs are in cleanup mode. Everybody's in cleanup mode. That king is full health, very confused with a question mark on his head, and we'll start banging on things like the wizards and barbarians. Barbarian king will say, pick on somebody your own size and completely knock him out, and it's all over at this point. So nice 3-star attack, Warfang. Very, very nicely done. Since we don't get enough of these mass hogs anymore, we're using a lot of GoHo. Let's go ahead and take another look at this, or another look at a mass hog attack, and this time I think he brings 41 hogs in here, if I'm not mistaken, and is going to go ahead and do the lore, drop the poison, drop 2 poisons. So again, this is an example of where he will not have poison for the skelly traps, but he will take out the clan castle completely, or almost completely. You gotta wait just a little bit for that second before you drop the second poison. It's just a tiny, give it like a 5-second lead time, and then drop the other one. Or at least bring in a level 4 poison, I think would work too. So he'll drop the king in to start doing some point defense, tanking, start cleaning up around the edges. Does like a 2-3 finger drop to take care of those corners, and you go ahead and he'll heal that first giant bomb spot up. Those hogs will get full health again. And he'll start dropping some more of the rest of his hogs in there, and we'll keep the clan castle hogs in for the final. He drops that the second to last heal up top where the giant bomb spot is, and now the hogs will go ahead and meet up with each other, and he'll finally use that last that heal where that I think it's the last giant, yeah, there it is, the last giant bomb spot goes off. Hogs are standing in heals. We'll go ahead and take care of that last defense, the cannon, the mortar, and it's time for cleanup. So I'm not sure if there were any skelly traps. Maybe I missed them, but I don't think so. They're probably set to air. A lot of these clans do it for dragon attacks. So, but we did not do a dragon attack here. All right. So very nice attack, nicely done, Doc. And 15. Hunt and Peck's going to go ahead, and I just wanted to show, because I just hate these bases, and I like watching them get wrecked, where they put all the walls are extended almost out to the corners, because they think that that's going to stop people from, you know, getting them 3-starred or being able to get into the base. So we'll go ahead and speed this up. He brings a Quad Quake with a Rage and a Heal. GoValo is going to wreck this base. So the clan castle is taken care of, old school way. Drops a nice spread of those golems, and these wizards are just going to start cleaning up everything here. Again, another problem with the spreading out the base so much like this. So anyway, he drops a Quad Quake to open up that core completely. The golems will go ahead and one golem is going to be stubborn and not redirect. He'll go ahead and go in the old-fashioned way, and the other one will redirect, sends the Valkyries, who only have one place to go, and that's straight into the core. And they'll go ahead and start beating down the king, and then that king will redirect them, you know, down to the side instead of going straight through that core where the town hall is. But that's fine, because the king is in there and the wizards are in there and they're taking care of everything. Almost done with that last air defense. Got to get it down. Those balloons are getting hit by the air defense there, and there it goes down. The rest of the balloons are deployed. There's one wizard left in the bag, and we'll drop that probably pretty soon. But these balloons only have to worry about that last wizard tower. There's about 7 or 8 of them. There are you know, air skelly traps. So if there is a wizard, they'll go ahead and take care of. There we go. That wizard's helping them out, picking them off, because they will do damage on balloons. Okay, so those skelly traps are gone now, and everybody can go into cleanup mode, and everything is fine. And it was a great attack. Just don't like those bases where they're spread out. Just annoying to me. All right, let's do 16. RD is going to go ahead and do a mass hog on this base as well. So I think this is a pretty common internet base. I've seen this many times with those 4 compartments on each of those semi-corners. So we're going to go ahead and do a lure, and he does bring 2 poisons, so let's see if he uses the poisons. There he goes, drops 1. He's going to save the other poison just in case he needs it for these hogs. 2-finger drop, get them into the base, start things going. They'll go ahead and split off. Diamond base shaped things like this, or square shaped, are easy to do 2 heals right in each of the corners like that. Very tried and true and tested to work completely. It drops the rest of the hogs in there, and still has 1 hog heal left over for that Tesla core, and the other point defenses like the cannons and the sweeper, and drops the poison. Gets some of the skeletons. No, he doesn't get any of them, I don't think. Maybe 1 or 2. But those hogs will kill the skelly traps. Go ahead and smack down the king. The friendly king is up top cleaning up. Everybody's cleaning up, and it's a completely wrecked base. So nicely done, RD. Way to go, man. Pretty sweet attack. Just wanted to focus on some of the mass hogs. Let's go back to some GoHo stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at Little Shadow. Well, we'll go ahead out of this. I think he probably took the place. I didn't write down who took it. Let's look at, I think it was Little Lad that hit this. That's why I like to record these videos before they get the second attacks in, because then everybody does cleanup attacks and they go to try to take care of it quicker instead. So let's look at this one, same base 19, and we're going to look at Lad take care of this with a Quad Quake double heal. So he'll go ahead and do the lure and get the giant bomb and get the skelly trap. So you can't get much better than that. So he'll go ahead and do the old school clan castle kill. Has no poison there. Wizards and barbarians. And now it's time to go ahead and Quad Quake. It's going to open up that core completely with the Quad Quake. and chooses to do the quad quake before there's any kind of funneling or anything. He wants those golems to get in there real quick. They only have to really tank for 1 point defense. Time to send the P.E.K.K.A. in, and you can go ahead and let them make their way in there. He'll start sending his hogs in before anything is even tripped. So I'm not sure if this was a first attack or a second attack. I think it was a first, but it's pretty gutsy to do that. There is a Tesla in that core. Don't even know where the giant bombs are. There's really not any spots for giant bombs inside the base. It's pretty compact, which just again shows you that you can bring a GoHo and Town Hall 8 with a quad quake against any base, because this is a pretty compartmentalized base that's pretty compact, easily mass hogged. I mean, you know, very simple. But anyway, we're already in cleanup mode. Didn't even get a chance to say anything. This is a super fast raid. And I'm sure they'll hit one giant bomb there. I'm sure they'll hit another one on the edge somewhere around here. Probably, yeah, they probably won't even hit it. So, all right, it was a great attack. That's basically how you do a quad quake with a GoHo. Just one cold-blooded entry, and it's pretty simple stuff. All right, I think let's go to 23, and I think we can see Lad do another one. He got a 6-star war. Again, just wanted to show the quad quake with double heal on a compact compartmentalized base. Again, it's very simple to mass hog. I mean, most people would mass hog this, but now with the new changes, being able to GoHo it with under just about 2 minutes is just as effective, if not more effective, than a mass hog. Just because golems are more tankier, and they get their way in there and can really tank for some of those hogs too. Old school deployment will trip the giant bomb right there automatically, so that's one down with that golem that barely even flinches him. We'll send the king in there, send the P.E.K.K.A. in there, and they'll start making their way in towards that core. Tesla's popping. Go ahead and do basically a semi-surgical counterclockwise. Just going to go ahead and bum rush the base. All the hogs have been deployed, taking care of all that point defense in there. He'll go ahead and heal up the core. I don't know quite why. I mean, but I guess he wants to make them go a little further. He still has another heal left over, and those hogs will be standing in the heals as they finish up these last couple of defenses. Barbarian King, enemy Barbarian King will try to take on the P.E.K.K.A., which is a very bad idea. She smacks him down in just 2 hits, and it's all over for that. And hopefully he learned his lesson not to do that. And yeah, it's just cleanup mode. So very nicely done. GoHo with quad quake is unstoppable in Town Hall 8 now. Let's look at just a couple more. 24. We'll look at 2D. Ooh, what happened with my voice there? All right, 2D is going to bring in a mass hog on this weird style type base. We'll bring 2 poisons in there. And we'll do the lure, grab the dragon and barbarian, dragon and loon, and get the giant bomb trip. So very nice. We'll take that long trek all the way to the left-hand side. Does bring a poison. Don't know why you wouldn't use that. You really should use at least 1 poison if you're going to bring 2 of them. Going on my school of attacks where bring 2 poisons and don't use any. So that's no big deal, though. He gets the 3 stars here. He's going to go ahead and start doing some semi-surgical deployment. Just kind of testing the waters out at probably a first attack, making sure he doesn't send all of his hogs in on those remaining giant bombs that are left. There's 2. And he'll start going ahead and just deploying clockwise. And, he still has 3 heals. He hasn't even used a heal yet. So, we'll keep making their way around the base. This base is pretty spread out as far as the defenses, so the hogs can do that. It loses tons, like 6 hogs right there to spring traps. And he's going to go ahead and use his second heal. Does not need to use this last heal if he does not want to, but, I mean, better safe than sorry. There's really no need for it. It crushes it with those hogs. They are standing in heals. It was a very nicely placed heal, but yeah, he still has tons of hogs left. I think a wizard just committed suicide there on the right-hand side. Somebody did, it wasn't a hog. to go ahead and take out that second giant bomb. And where is that third one? Will we even see it? Unless I missed it, no, but we did see the 3 stars. So very nice. I think we got one more. Again, these bases were not the best bases, but I think they're bases that you guys will probably come against many, many times. Let's go for the, this one, which is going to be another quad quake GoHo with a P.E.K.K.A. and with a couple P.E.K.K.A.s in it. So that's pretty cool. This quad quake is going to basically open up, I think, the entire base. Like, oh, okay, so he might have been able to put it down a little bit and get the entire core open, but he does open more than half the base, probably 75% of that base. And it's already open as it is in some of those compartments up top. So he does not have a poison, so he's got to lure the old-fashioned way. Go ahead and use barbs and wizards, does that. Sends the shattered entry, 2 golems in the 10 o'clock and the 8 o'clock positions, and then drops the king with 3 P.E.K.K.A.s in there. So it does use the wall breaker to kind of break into that compartment. King and P.E.K.K.A.s will sense weakness, 1 hit it, and then they'll start making their way in. Does have only 9 hogs on the back end. They will trip a giant bomb there. And he's going to go ahead and start sending in the hogs while the golem is tanking for the hogs there. So he drops that to last heal to heal up those hogs there and make their way down. Archer Tower is hitting them. Wiz Tower is hitting them, but they are standing in heals. Drops that. I must have missed it. Drops the final heal there. Oh, where that giant bomb was. So, they're double giant bombs taken care of, the single giant bombs taken care of. There's really nothing else that's going to stop these hogs. They are going to come down and take care of these last 3-4 point defenses and splash damage defense. And even if they do die, he's got 3 P.E.K.K.A.s and a king that are going to be able to take care of this base without any problem. So we'll go ahead and speed this up a little bit. The hogs are doing some damage. He's got 3 left, I think, and he's got a train of P.E.K.K.A.s and wizards and kings, and they're going to go ahead and take care of this. So, again, it wasn't the best bases, but we can only hit what's put in front of us. And I've said it many times before. I'll say it again. The quad quake GoHo, govaho, govalo strategy is, to me, unstoppable at Town Hall 8. All you got to do is pick the right area to go ahead and break in, the area where the double giant bomb spots are most likely, or where you can go ahead and clean that core out most efficiently and get those ADs for the loons if that's the attack you're using. And after that, you've got 2 heals, a heal, a rage, whatever 2 extra spells to bring with you, and they'll go ahead and stretch the rest of the base pretty much, and it's pretty much game over at that spot. So I'll continue to do Town Hall 8s. I'm going to start showing a lot more Town Hall 9s just because, unfortunately, I'm thinking Supercell kind of broke the game with the clan wars for Town Hall 8 with those extra 30 seconds plus the extra dark elixir spell, which allows that quad quake with 2 spells. It's just, they just opened it up too much to make it easy to get to 3 stars for Town Hall 8s. I think sometimes we mess around in our clan with the wars like this, but I would say if it was a serious, if we were really seriously attacking, I would say a minimum of 9 out of 10 of our Town Hall 8 attacks would be 3-starred each. In fact, let's just take a look at that real quick. Hopefully I don't have to eat my words, but we'll go down to the bottom and see, how it looks. All right, so that's Town Hall 9, Town Hall 8, 1, 2, 3. That's Town Hall 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we had 14 attacks that were in a row 3-starred from our Town Hall 8s. Our first 14 attacks were all 3-starred. Initial hits, no scouting, no nothing. And then we finally got one person that got a 2-star attack. And then it looks like we're almost, that's a Town Hall 8 attacking a Town Hall 9, so that doesn't really count. And then we're almost back to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know. So we are doing like 9 out of 10 attacks, or maybe even higher, you know, attacks of hitting the first base and getting 3 stars with our Town Hall 8s. Granted, these are easier bases to hit, but even before that, we would have probably never gotten 14 3 stars in a row on fresh hits just because of weird giant bomb placements or whatever, you know, without that second spell or whatever it is. So hopefully Supercell addresses this. I don't know. At a minimum, take away the 30 seconds. You know, we probably still will 3-star a lot more just because of that second spell. Or just limit the Dark Elixir spell to start with Town Hall 9 and up. Town Hall 9, 10, and 11. You know, just so you eliminate that Quad Quake with two extra spells. It just makes it too easy. So you can see the proof right here. And their bases were not horrible bases to the point where, you know, it was, you could just drop units in there and get a 3-star. So enough, and seem to be ranting a lot more recently. But, you know, hopefully you take these attacks, take these strategies, go ahead and get a 6-star war, and go ahead and practice those 3. All right, just because I got a request for it, I'll go ahead and add it on to this video. Wanted to see that their number 1 being hit by us, and this was the best attack. You know, again, Huck is just a 9 of Town Hall 9, not even a max Town Hall 9. 1920 heroes, 2019. So yeah, so he's going to go ahead and bring, I guess, just a GoHo, but it looks like a cold-blooded GoHo in here with some wizards and minions. Try to get that 2-star, but it doesn't look like he's going to get it. Drops the poison on the dragon. We'll go ahead and fast forward that. Triggers the Skelly Trap, and then it's time to go ahead and drop that max golem in there from the clan castle to break in to that compartment there. Does have a couple of wall breakers. Go ahead and drop them right there while those wizards are funneling, and then it's time to go ahead and drop the king and queen in just a second. Just got it cleared out in time. Queen might go for a little. No, she looks like she's going to focus back in, so that's good. All right, so they both make it in the compartment. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's a single Inferno, but we'll check. I think it just took that king out super fast. So yeah, Queen has to use her ability. He's got no damage, you know, nothing going on here. So sends the hogs in there. Once that enemy archer queen goes down, goes and heals up. Looks like these things are set to single, if I'm not mistaken. So he needs to make it into those, you know, that Inferno, but there's a lot of defenses that are stopping him there. Those single Infernos are chewing through that those hogs, and that heal was completely misplaced there, or at least way too early. So he does get that one initial Inferno down. The other heal is really healing nothing either. So this is pretty much over. He can do a lot of cleanup here. Send some minions, which just sets the traps, drops the giant down, and you know, he'll go ahead and drop the minions here for some extra points, which were basically on cleanup because they're as soon as they get close to that Inferno Tower, they will be completely fried. So they'll go ahead and make it in here, and yeah, that Inferno Tower will go ahead and take care of it. So that was the attack on number 1. We did not get the perfect war. We ended up being too shy. You know, it was 103 instead of 105. So, you know, it's a good try to us, but we'll see what happens with the next war.